Construction has always been or will remain to be one of the most complex supply chains to work in or to manage. There are a number of reasons that interests from various stakeholders are different. There are, however, some common interests all stakeholders share. We know that owners desire to commence a return on an investment as quickly as possible. That places an overarching pressure on the entire construction team to perform at optimum levels, often in an uncontrolled environment of weather impact, labor relations management, and sometimes even an owner's desire to make multiple changes to a project on a critical path schedule. Of course, we know that schedule must be maintained and as best as possible, and in many cases we still work under a lowest price proposal wins instead of a merit-based system. This is changing slowly, but it is inherently ingrained in our industry that the lowest price wins, all other things being equal. Interests of general contractors, subcontractors, and consultants are oftentimes aligned on the surface. All parties mentioned wish to maintain strong relationships with one another, strong and healthy client business relationships, and to complete projects on time and earn a profit. However, oftentimes the further down the cascade of supply chain that you are, the less and less control, either contractually or in reality, participants in the construction industry the construction project actually have. This unique element to the construction industry, it's unique because it accounts for about 80 to 90% of the actual work done on site is done through subcontracting. This translates into a complex web of scope connectivity across a broad spectrum of contractual parties, all tied to an agreement made between a prime contractor and the owner. It is incumbent on a strong leader in the supply chain to understand this concept and be able to adapt to the ever-changing dynamic that creates. In most ICI construction projects, the subcontracting project managers are looking to the general contractor project manager or project coordinator for that leadership, and subsequently the general contracting project manager is looking to the owner to make timely and informed decisions. That ensures that the critical path is maintained, and if things start to go off kilter, that at the end of the day, everybody's still working towards that critical end game and end path. If you can imagine being a crew member on an America's Cup yacht, for example, sailing at 40 knots and all of a sudden a rogue wave hits. It's usually catastrophic to the team, the race, and the boat itself. In construction, this can happen at any point over a considerable amount of time, multiplying the risk enormously. Controlling the interests while being fair to all parties is the goal of a good construction team that is well led and has earned the respect of the team. The interesting piece about the supply chain model in construction is that usually a catastrophic event can either be insured against or at the very least have the empathy of the owner. Schedules will be impacted and repairs given in time to resolve without penalty. However, in construction, what we find are penalties associated with scope creep, lack of leadership, and on-site productivity or quality challenges that is met with fierce liquidated damages penalty for not being completed on time or to a standard agreement terms. That is where the split of the interests among the construction team participants can do the most damage to all participants in the supply chain.